Bunny everybody mo kí ẹ̀yin ti tẹ́ ní ọmọ ológo káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì mi ẹ kú àárọ̀ mo tún mú àwọn ìròyìn wá lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan láàárọ̀. Bàbá Falana ti scatter everywhere ẹ bá rántí lálẹ́ ìjẹta tá a ṣe kínní ni wọ́n ń ṣe láìfì yẹn bàbá yẹn ní kán lọ pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ mú bá a wà kán mú mẹ́sọ̀ pọ́n mú bá a wà dáadáa nínú àwọn torí láìfì yẹn gùn wọ́n kọ́ tiẹ̀ pépèpé ni pé kí wọ́n mú bá a wà ìyẹn mọ́rúwá tí mo tèmi sọ ní mọ́rúwá fáànù tó ń fẹ́ orí gbogbo wa látijọ́ torí sinasana bẹ́ẹ̀ sinasana tíátà pé kán mọ̀ jẹ́ kó bọ́. And then bàbá náà dẹ̀ tún sọ many things nínú àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn fún ààrẹ àti gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà so mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ tẹ́tí kẹjẹ kájọ wo fídíò náà ẹ ṣe gan bí ẹ bá ṣe ń wò kẹ́ẹ̀dẹ̀. lóòótọ́ ẹ bá dúdú owó tí ẹ dúdú epo àwọn dúdú owó tí bàbá yìí tú àṣírí wọn n tó tiẹ̀ fọ́nù ní lórí subsidy tí ààrẹ yọ kúrò apart from that ṣé ẹ wo gbogbo bí wọ́n ṣe ń jí epo wa wà tí wọ́n ń jí epo wà jáde lọ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà ẹ dákun ṣé àwọn NNPC àǹdẹ gbogbo páìpù táwọn NNPC ní wọ́n fọ́ tí wọ́n ń gbé jáde máa ṣó gbogbo ẹ̀ fún yín tí wọ́n ní wọ́n bẹ́ ẹ dákun báwo ni nǹkan yẹn ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣé NNPC chairman máa sọ wípé òun ò mọ̀ nípa nǹkan yìí ẹ wá dúdú bí wọ́n ṣe fọ́ Nàìjíríà àwọn ará òkèèrè àwọn tó wà lẹ́yìn odi ni wọ́n wá ń jí ọ̀rọ̀ nù Nàìjíríà wọ́n ń wa epo wa àwa dẹ̀ ń sọ́fà ní sarah tí ààrẹ wọlé òun náà ti yáwó lẹ́ẹ̀mejì ní World Bank ní World Bank of Nigeria ní World Bank ní World Bank ó ti lọ yáwó ó yá 750 kó tún ti yá another 500 kan sáwọn owó ńláńlá ìgànṣẹ́ gbèsè kọ́ nìyẹn gbogbo adẹ láwọn nǹkan tó lè mówó wọlé fún wa but àwọn nǹkan jókòó tí wọ́n ń jẹ́ bí páwọn nìkan ni wọ́n ní àwọn olórí burúkú yìí bàbá Falana tú àwọn àṣírí o bàbá dẹ̀ dáhùn wípé òun ní gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yìí lòun wà wí ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú pé tó bá tó táìmù àwọn máa tú gbogbo àwọn àpẹrẹpẹrẹ àṣírí jáde èmi gbàdúrà o kẹ́ ẹ tú àṣírí ni o torí yà ń di aráàlú o torí mi ò mọ gbogbo yín máa lẹ́ láṣìírí lọ ẹ tú àṣírí tó bá wà lẹ́ẹ̀kan lọ gbé wọ́n sọ pé kán lọ gbé bá wà mo tiẹ̀ gbádùn yẹn pé kán bá fi sílẹ̀ rárá àwọn tẹ́ bá ti mọ̀ pọ́n wà níjọba kí Jagaba má rò pé torí pọ́n wà náà jẹ́ tíìmù APC anybody tí ọwọ́ igi bá sẹ́mọ́ lórí kí wọ́n gbé ìbáṣe APC ìbáṣe PDP ìbáṣe Labour Party anybody ní kán lọ gbé ẹ mọ̀ sọ pé lágbẹ́jà kan torí pé ó jẹ́ APC kẹ́ wá filẹ̀ ara o everybody ní kẹ́ gbé dànù everybody ní kọ́lọ́pàá kó ọlọ́pàá máa kó everybody ní yahoo ni wọ́n lè máa lé kiri kán lọ mú àwọn èèyàn yìí ìka táwọn èèyàn ń ṣe ti pọ̀ jù ẹ̀yin wá ń gbowó owó tán dẹ̀ ń rí náà mọ̀ ṣe ń jí gbogbo nǹkan yín ṣe wọ́n ń kó pamọ́ ni ẹ wo iye tí epo pẹtrólù dà báyìí epo ti wọ 700 ó ti wọ 700 naira per litre àwọn èèyàn ò répo rà kírẹ́tà ń fara ní ará ìlú kírẹ́tì yà ń jẹ aráàlú a dẹ̀ ní nǹkan àlùmọ́ọ́nì a ní ọ̀rọ̀ a ní gbogbo ẹ̀ ìyà ń jẹ aráàlú àwa dẹ̀ dákẹ́ síbẹ̀ a máa sọ ìbẹ̀lẹ̀ àwọn nǹkan ó ti máa ranjú bí ojú olúndù tọ́rọ̀ bá ti fẹ́ fọ àwọn wọn máa hó ìjọ tá a bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ tó yẹ pé ó dẹ́ kí gbogbo àjọ polongo sí kan wọ́n tún máa sunkún wọ́n máa kàábú. ẹ jẹ́ ká wo gbogbo àwọn fídíò tí mo fẹ́ fi hàn yìí lẹ́yọkọ̀ọ̀kan kẹ́yìn náà wò kẹ́ ẹ wo bí wọ́n ṣe báyé Nàìjíríà jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ wo bí wọ́n ṣe sọ Nàìjíríà dín kẹ́ ẹ wo bí tán ti báyé Nàìjíríà jẹ́ dé kẹ́ ẹ wo tán ti fi Nàìjíríà ṣe ìka ayérayé làwọn pípù tẹ́yìn wò yìí ó yẹ kẹ́ máa ṣépè fún gbogbo àwọn ìjọba ẹ̀ nìkan máa fún wọn lépè ara tí mo sọ nìyẹn mo lórílẹ̀‐èdè yẹn n tó lè pè ní pé kó ní kálukú máa lọ kó ní kálukú kó lọ mójútó ìlú ẹ̀ nínú wọ́n Nàìjíríà lẹ́fẹ́ kú sí aláwọn pípù ti bàálù jẹ́ báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ ṣe tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá lé gbogbo wọn dànù ṣé ẹ lè lé gbogbo wọn dànù tán tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní lé gbogbo wọn dànù nísìnyí wọ́n gbógun ti ìjọba rẹ̀ it's better kó ní kálukú pín kó ní kálukú lọ máa ṣe àyè rẹ̀ nílùú títí ẹ̀ torí èmi ò rò bí nǹkan tó wà nílẹ̀ lójú.
2 million or 200 million Nigerians or what exactly is going on?
Well, Seun, our OPEC quota is 1.8 million barrels of crude oil per day. We are barely producing 1.2 million barrels. So 600,000 barrels are stolen daily. And this is unacceptable. No responsible government can say that oil theft cannot be combated. I'm aware that very soon the oil thieves are going to be exposed. Whereas there are 36 oil terminals, only 20 of them are metered. In 2012, after the protests, the Jonathan administration set up the new Ribadu Committee to investigate the monumental fraud that informed importation of fuel. At the end of the investigation, that panel came up with a report that many of our terminals are not metered. I am aware that we have 36 terminals, only 20 are metered. So the remaining 16 have not been metered, and that is where oil is stolen. So this regime has a task, more so that Mr. Nuhu Ribadu is now the national security advisor. He must walk his talk by ensuring that the recommendation submitted to the Jonathan administration is implemented now, because Nigeria is the only oil-producing country. The only oil-producing country. Talking of oil theft, talking of smuggling of petroleum products, talking of inability to fix refineries. And so this must end. And for me, that is the main issue to address. If you are giving 5,000 naira to poor people, 10,000 naira, and you are devaluing the currency through dollarization, you are not going to address the problems. In fact, you are going to maximize poverty and increase inequality in the country. So the government will have to address and put an end to oil theft. It's not oil science to do that. I mean, rocket science. With the appointment, with the employment of a non-state actor like Mr. Government Ompolo, which is to the shame of our security forces. Through that organization, we are now able to produce 1.2 million barrels of crude oil per day instead of 900,000 barrels. And now that the government is being called upon to meter all our terminals, I am very confident. Right?
On a wet Friday morning, a federal government delegation led by the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari, arrived the area. Accompanied by the Chief of Defense Staff, Lucky Irabo, members of the team walk on marshy ground, occasionally wading in the mud. Eventually, they arrive at the 4-kilometer Trans-Escravos trunk line, where they discover at various points 2 pipelines illegally connected to the source.
The attachment on our Trans-Escravos pipeline, that illegal connection is professionally done, and the end result is that they connected this to an inactive test line which should never carry crude under normal circumstances. And we have seen that this line flow all the way parallel to the other 2 active lines into the Afremos platform, and we think this is a good revelation. Very extensive investigation will be conducted. Anyone involved in this process, whether from the community members, our community contractors, government security agencies, workers of the oil companies, including NMPC and Shell, anyone that is involved with this will be dealt with by the law. We are getting massive support from the government security agencies. It is paying up. We are getting very great results. Interventions from all government security agencies, from the Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Air Force, Department of State Services, Nigerian Army, and all other agencies of government. We are seeing massive campaign that is coordinated by the Chief of Defense Staff, and it is paying off.
I've come here and I've seen, along with the Group CEO of NNPC Limited. This is really very sad. And we're going to get to the root of it all. There will be an investigation that will go through the entire stretch, entire length of the chain. to establish who did this, and how long it has been, and amongst several other issues.
It beats the imagination how for years security personnel of Shell Petroleum Development Company failed to detect the fraud on the facility, while a pipeline surveillance contractor only needed a month to discover it.
This theft is discovered by Tantita Security Services Limited. The chairman of Tantita Security Services Limited is High Chief Government Ekpempolo, the person you all know as Kompolo. His dream and aspiration as far as this work is concerned is very, very clear. Our operation has started for about 6 weeks now. Within these 6 weeks, we have discovered on this TEP, we have discovered 16 tap-ins on the Trans-Escravos pipeline. Of the 16 that we have excavated, we have intel on 2 that are further from where we are coming from now, and we are still excavating. We are coming this line. We are going to trot this line until we get to Ogidigbe, from Ogidigbe to Madanwo. And so, only God knows how many more points we are going to see as we go further. But as at this moment now, we have discovered 16 points.
These 2 parallel pipelines are connected here illegally, and for 9 years they stole crude oil without the NNPC knowing anything about it. Now in the coming days, perhaps more information will come to the fore about how they did this for just a year shy of a decade without being caught. Ofiteme George, Arise News.